You are watching a Garmin Marine production. Loading the Tulikivi masonry stove. By being willing to be a bad artist, you have a chance to be an artist, and perhaps over time a very good one. Here is our masonry stove. Here are the pieces. There's a chimney, a bake oven, a firebox. There's a place where the ashes fall, and there's 3 cleaning holes. This is the bake oven. This is the firebox when the doors are open. Here's where the ashes fall. The metal box is what we use to carry the ashes outside. Here's one of the 3 clean-out plugs. This is the vent, and we close it up after all the last red embers have turned to darkness to keep the heat from going up the chimney. First, we have to check and make sure the window is open, and then we check to make sure that the vent going up to the chimney is also open. Okay, both are open, so it's now it is time to start getting the wood into the firebox. This purpose of this fire is to burn from the top down, so we start with bigger pieces in the bottom. But even before that, we sweep the ashes to make sure that the air openings on the grate are all open, so we get the maximum amount of oxygen on the fire when we go to start it. Again, the ashes go into the box beneath the firebox. So we start with the largest pieces of wood first. 1 row there, and at a cross direction we put another row in. Once that second row is started, we go the opposite direction again. But this time we only put a couple pieces in. And then we start putting paper and other things that start burning quickly in there. So, one of the biggest problems with having this masonry stove now, any wood stove probably, is the fact that the newspapers are going to wherever, and there's not lots of newsprint around to use to start the fires with. So we take the paper wherever we can get it. We also add about 5 small pieces of pine, dry pine, for kindling. And then we put some of our recycling. The recycling is just paper and no plastic in it. Goes in there too. So, okay, now we finally add another row, a vertical row this time, of the pieces that we cut small before. They're usually less than 1 inch by 1 inch in size. And the fire from the kindling, newspaper and kindling, starts burning right up these pieces, and then they eventually will start. On a good day, they start real fast. Well, of course, you gotta know it. Working with wood means you get slivers. So now we are ready to light the fire. We check the door at the bottom. It should be left open 1 inch or 2 for a draft. Air comes from the window and up that area into the firebox on a good day. This stove hasn't been fired for a couple days now because the weather got so warm. So we'll see what happens here. In the meantime, these stoves are never clean, so we're always sweeping up stuff. We put it into the wood cart, and then eventually we burn the contents of the wood cart. Needless to say, this fire isn't going real quick here, so it's going to take some manual help. Okay, now wood is starting up. So we close the door, then we wait a few minutes yet before we close the door underneath. You can see some black marks above the window there for the times when we've forgotten to close the door up and the fire starts burning too hot and it starts coming through the little cracks above the glass. So that's it for this stove fire. And be sure to stay tuned for our next boring video coming up next.